Guys, my name is Joel and I'm here to show you my FS12T kayak and a few of the modifications that I've done to help me out to make things a little bit simpler. Like for instance, people that use the Kayak scupper cart. Instead of turning it sideways, I kind of made this little thing to help me out with some bungee cord and a few clips. And what I do is, if you have a kayak crate on your kayak, you can't put it in the right, you have to remove it from the position it's normally in, kind of turn it on an angle. And what I do is I stick the clip through the hole, reach it from underneath, attach it to one side, pull it around, same thing on the other side, stick it in the other hole. By the way, I put the eye bolts on the top of each cap on the kayak cart to hold that on. Lift it up, push it through, voila, done. Alright, and yeah, I never go fully loaded unless it's smooth ground all the way to the water. Another thing that I did is for rod leashes, I made my own. I have these little retractable leashes. They're used actually for dogs. They're called walkie waist. Found them at a dollar store. Have one attached to my life jacket. Clip it on. Yeah, there you go. No need about worrying about losing your rod. And if I do get tangled up for some reason, got my bear claw knife, cut me out of that situation. And I have one of these attached to every rod in my boat. When it's behind me, I just reach around back, unclip it, grab the rod that I'm using, clip it back in, set it back in the position. Another thing to hold my gear in place, little, I think this like 1/8" bungee. Push it out of the way to reach for any of the boxes that I need. Another little trick I did here, I really don't like leashes on anything, but I figured out a way of holding my bump board onto my kayak with some rare earth magnets, like that. Used Gorilla Tape to hold it on. These magnets can hold up to 30 pounds, they say, but I remember a time when I loaded my kayak on the car, and I was on the highway. I was doing about 100 kilometers an hour. Realized that I forgot to take it off, and sure enough, it was still there. And then I'll just show you a few more other things that I've done to my kayak. Thanks, babe. Installed some aluminum T-tracks, both sides. There's plastic backer board behind each one with a nut. Don't ask me how I did that. It was pretty hard. It took me a while, but I did it during winter. Have it on both sides. Got your mighty mounts here. Got my Hobie through-hole wiring kit here. That's where my fish finder goes. I actually took that off now. And I also installed bungee underneath my seat to keep it in place, and also in case I flip so it doesn't fall out, and also put a little tackle box underneath there to hold it in place too. And for my anchor system, what I did here is I installed some arcing pulleys on both the front and back of the boat. I know there's names for it, but I actually don't know them. I mirrored this anchor trawler system on the other side, so I have it on both sides. Instead of using a rope cleat to hold the anchor trolley system in place, I'm a firm believer that it's either in the front or in the back. If it's in the middle, that's because it's a calm day and I won't even anchor down. But yeah, I installed some shock cord in between the rope and where I attach it to my kayak right here. I made some little leash system. Shock cord helps absorb some wave, so it's not putting too much pressure on the anchor trolley system. And if I do have to release, one pull, slides right through, done, out of trouble, if it ever happens, knock on wood. And that's about it.